Hey guys, so after some consideration, we are going to be changing the name from Keeping It Realty to After the Closing.
Well, hello.
Hello.
How's it going?
Good. Are you excited for our first episode?
Dude, I can't wait.
Okay,
Are
me
you
too.
excited to tell them about everything we're going to talk about? This is super exciting, guys. Hey, so welcome to our first official new episode of the newest podcast.
Yes.
Keeping It Realty.
We are doing a rebrand of Keeping It Realty. Tim has came on it in the past.
Yeah.
And it was like from C to whatever.
Sailor to seller or something.
Yeah, something
clever.
Hilarious. Yeah.
Yeah.
And in the busy world of real estate, you know, I couldn't keep up with editing and posting them. I would always be like, okay, I have a new one coming out next week. It never came out. It was a year later, and here we are.
Yes.
So,
and you look a lot different now.
Did I have blonde hair then? Yeah,
you
I did.
Blonde hair then.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
So let's talk about. Okay. This is funny. By the way, we just sat here for 20 minutes, and
This is not the first time we recorded this first episode.
yes, we just did it, and it didn't record. So, and that's why we hired somebody to handle this for us. But we're testing it out. So
Yes. So before we get started, let me take this pillow out of my ass, and then let's go ahead and deep dive into how great this show is going to be. Okay,
Yes.
So we're not just going to talk about, the glamorous life of real estate. We're going to give you the nitty gritty. Okay, we're going to talk about interest rates. We're going to talk about everything going on in the world of Northern Kentucky.
Yes,
And
I agree.
Southern Ohio. I don't know that.
Yeah,
side,
yeah,
but
right.
That's you.
It's going to be a local real estate podcast, but also it's going to be everything, not just all local real estate. It's going to be what's going on in Northern Kentucky. It's going to be talking about stories. If you're thinking about getting into real estate, if you are thinking about buying your first house, or if you're thinking about investing, and there is so much on the internet anymore, it's hard to know what's good and what's not. So hearing it from people who are doing really well, we're just going to be diving into a whole lot of stuff and talking about like tea and keeping it realty. There is so much to people or to real estate that people don't see.
Mm-hmm.
And we are going to be highlighting that because, like you said, you got into it because of like selling Sunset and watching all that, which like is nothing like the world that we live in.
No,
and
selling
it's insane.
Sunset and selling the OC is not like selling an NKY. Like, it is a total different story here. It's not that some can be glamorous, don't get me wrong, but
like we can go from showing a trailer park size house to a $550,000 house, and like that's our day to day sometimes,
Yeah.
or like how we met, the story that you're about to share. And like, but we laugh, but that's some things that we see all the freaking time.
That is true.
Like a listing I have, I'm not going to go into it, but later on after it's closed, we can tell these stories.
Yes,
okay.
Absolutely.
And that's really what we want to get into. So tell them how we met.
So how we met, I was actually at a different brokerage before she chained me and just physically moved me here. She tried her best for the last 2 years since we met, but I was actually at another brokerage and I was on a team, and I knew that I wanted to change after 2 years. So 2 years was about to hit. I've had I don't know how many conversations with you and with Jessica, and I finally got moved over here, but that's for later. But basically, when we first met, I was at a different brokerage and I was at a listing. I got a phone call from, I thought it was a possible client. She said her and her sister were looking at this house in this particular area. And I said, cool, I'll meet you there tomorrow. So I pull up and I see, mentioning that you were blonde, she was blonde then. And I see two girls just standing there. I was about to show them this new house. They both turn around. One was dressed up and the other person was also dressed up but had a specific name tag that didn't say Target or TJ Maxx. It said Coldwell Banker Realty. And I'm like, well,
that was good.
What in the actual ass? So it was you, but I was so glad that it happened because I was like, why am I here? Because I was new. Okay, I still had bacon on my plate.
Actually, he actually did say like, what am I doing here?
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah, we did know. So it was like the Parent Trap. But either way, so I show them this house, and then while that client, I still haven't talked to her since, but while they're looking through that entire house, you and I are just chatting in the other room about real estate because I was new. You were in it for probably as long as I am now.
Probably a year and a half.
A year and a half, 2 years, yeah. And yeah, since then we hit it off, became good friends, stayed in touch, and now I'm at her brokerage.
Yeah. And he forgot to mention the part where the place we showed, one of the rooms we walked in was a lady probably in her 60s smoking a cigarette.
Mm-hmm.
No bed, like no sheets, no comforter. I mean, one of the room. Okay, yeah, it was just,
Yeah,
not-
I just finished Stop Smelling Like That house 2 years ago. So, but no, that's.
No, actually though, it was disgusting. I agree. He's not wrong, but that is like what we see sometimes,
Yep. No, absolutely. She's totally right. But that's the kind of stories that you guys are going to hear from us. It's not just going to be, the glamorous life of real estate. We are going to talk about this kind of stuff.
Like how I brought my boyfriend to a house.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. A house where somebody was murdered, and I put it on the market. And anyway, point of the story is we see so much more than what Selling Sunset projects it out to look like and see, and that's not even the half of it. So, but obviously we want to tell the stories. We want to, be informative on what's going on in the real estate. So every other week when we do come out with a podcast, we're going to be sharing, what's going on in the market, what's going on with interest rates, what's, is it a buyer's market? Is it a seller's market?
Yep.
Real estate is so local, and being licensed in both states, I notice it so much because I can go show a house somewhere. It depends. So different, but
yes, absolutely. And stats, that's another big thing too. If you guys are nerdy like we are, we're going to break down the stats about, how many houses sold in this quarter and all that kind of stuff. And there's going to be links that we can also share with you guys so you guys can check it out yourselves as well.
Right.
So,
yes.
You excited?
Yes.
I'm super excited.
I am too.
So.
Have a listing that is sitting on the market for too long? A price reduction isn't always the best answer. Home staging can help buyers visualize themselves in the home, no imagination necessary. It's almost always less than a price reduction, and it's proven to help homes sell faster, 25% faster on average. Our studio here is staged by Eye for Design Home Staging, and I can't say enough great things about what they do. Their number is 513-916-0500, and their owner, Megan, would love to help you get your property under contract. So share with them, do you want to tell them like how often we're going to be, like when they're going to be expecting a new episode?
Yeah, so we're going to record typically on a Friday and then have it edited over the weekend. So you should see a podcast every other Monday, and then we're going to do
bonus episodes. Yeah, on maybe Wednesdays, because that's when our meetings are.
Yep.
They're not going to be something crazy long. Maybe there's a crazy story that happened to us recently, or something that crazy happened in the real estate market, or, whatever.
Yeah.
So,
like, we're going to just have these microphones in our pockets at all times, and then all of a sudden be like, oh, we got to talk about this.
Yeah. Exactly.
It's just a spontaneous event. So
okay, but before we end this episode, I'm going to share, because now Tim is at Caldwell Banker and loving his life. Now, if you want to stop watching, you can, but this is a good story. So how I got Tim to come over to Caldwell Banker, he was at a different brokerage, and our Fisher rep that we both use, her name's Faith, and you guys will definitely be seeing her. And that is, I'm building a house with Fisher Homes currently, and she had called me up one day and she said, hey, did you hear? And obviously me and Tim stay in touch, but not really that much, like whatever, on Instagram or whatever.
Yeah.
And she said, Tim is thinking about going to whatever brokerage. And I'm like, no. I'm like, I gotta go. I need to go call him now.
Yes.
So I called him and I was like, we need to hang out, like totally not pretending that I did not hear a word from Faith. And you actually asked me, you said, did you hear something, or like, did you talk to like Faith or something? You said something like, and I'm like, no, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
I'm like, I just haven't talked to you in a while. Let's go to Starbucks. Little did he know, I fucking knew everything. And so we go to Starbucks, think that it was the next day, and he was about ready to go over to that brokerage then and there.
Day.
Yeah.
Then she slipped something in my Starbucks cup, and then here we are. So he actually ended up leaving Starbucks after, like you said, I didn't bring up anything about it. I was just kind of seeing like, how's everything going? And then he just told me, let it all out. Like, he is ready to move and not be on a team. And
So I was like, well, where are you going? And that's when he said it. And I'm like, no. So I gave him the whole thing. And that day he ended up leaving. We came straight here, and he had a listing with a Caldwell Banker sign in the yard, I think literally the next day.
The next day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And wouldn't you say it's great here?
I would say that I am super stoked that you forcibly made me come here. It's been great. I have an awesome office. I have an awesome staff here. We have an awesome transaction coordinator that her and I both use. The teams here are fantastic. So, yeah, I absolutely love it.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Thanks for having me.
Yeah. I'm glad that you're here because we wouldn't be sitting here doing it. So,
Probably not.
yeah.
No.
There's going to be so much
I'd
to
be
come
still
for
at
this.
that house.
But anyway, thank you guys for watching our first episode, and we hope this one is actually recorded this time.
I just saw the other one just turn off, so luckily we're still in the middle.
Let's go. Okay. Well,
Welcome to the shit show, everybody.
yeah, for real. Stay tuned for the tea, and stay tuned for Friday. Or no, Monday.
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 See you guys.